To see differentiated instruction in action, I observed via YouTube the classroom of Joanne Erkey of the Malongo Unified School District in Yucca Mesa, California. And Joanne's classroom is 4th, 5th, and 6th high achieving students. And they decided to group the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders together because they noticed that these students were becoming disengaged and dropping out. So they wanted to create an environment where the higher achieving students would become more engaged. And actually, this type of environment, the mixed age classroom, actually does a better job of reflecting the real world. When we go out into the workplace, we are not always grouped with people who are exactly our own age and who have exactly our own abilities and interests. And also, this type of classroom reflects the kind of classroom that I hope to be teaching in international schools, where these students are, more academically orientated, but also come from a variety of backgrounds and linguistic abilities. So, as far as content is concerned, Joanne presented science and math. And she presented the science with hands-on projects and group activities with real-world applications that reflect student interests. For example, they were studying the laws of friction, and they did this by creating models of a skate park and in groups, and they made the ramp, and then they gathered data on the friction, and were able to discuss that in groups. Math was presented because they are 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and each level has its own standard. She has an hour and a half each day for math, and so she does 30 minutes with each group of direct instruction, and then while the others work independently. The process. The students are either engaged in direct teaching directly from Joanne, are working in groups, are doing individual work. The routines are established to ensure smooth transitions. I mean, she starts at the beginning of the year and teaches the kids, when it's time for group work, this is what I expect you to be doing. I expect you to be on task. And, even the method of moving the desks from place to place so that they can be grouped is practiced and is smooth. The students are never done with their work. If they happen to finish the task that they have been assigned, there are always activities available for them to do as they complete their work. The product. Hands-on projects are done in groups, such as the model half pipe that they worked on, and they also have a passion project each week, which is sort of like show and tell on a higher level, where the student is able to pick a subject of their passion and do a presentation on it. And so the student I observed did a presentation on the barred owl and its habitat and its lifestyle and what it looks like, and did a picture of the barred owl and presented that to the class. And the class was also able to ask questions and give feedback. And so you can see that there are group projects that are presented, and also in individual products that are available for being graded. The classroom environment. The teacher is not running breathlessly from group to group trying to manage everything at once. The classroom routines are in place with very clear expectations on behavior and staying on task. Joanne also does ongoing lessons on communication skills and conflict resolution, and these the conflict resolution skills are also posted on the wall for the students to refer to. And there is an atmosphere of trust and respect. And the teacher also models the expected behavior. So if she is doing individual instruction to one group or one individual on one side of the room and notices that some kids are maybe off task on the other side of the room, she gently but firmly refers them to the skills they have been learning and coaches them, through the process of resolving the conflict. I feel like this was an excellent example of a differentiated classroom. And what I would take away from this is, for my future classrooms, well, I wouldn't have the hour and a half to divide the groups up into group instruction. But I would have to pare that down and try to adapt and find a balance between the direct teaching and as well as the differentiated applications. What I would probably do is create a binder also for each student, so as they completed their work, I could have targeted activities for each student. But I would definitely apply the principles of creating a positive classroom environment where students are trusted to work independently and where conflicts are resolved justly. And what I really liked was one student said, she trusts us to be independent. And that's the kind of atmosphere that I would like to teach in.